wanting to be heard and our voices heard. Wow, did Toronto get heard around the world?
Oh my God!
And you and Jason,
delightful
partner in life and on the television show, have really done a good job of covering Toronto. Well, so from your perspective at the Daily Show, when the Daily Show people look at you two as the Canadians, Hamilton, Toronto, they say.
Well, you know what? I think that in this particular set of circumstances, Rob Ford really speaks for himself. Nobody really needed to come to us and say, you know, what is going on with him and how did that, because he's so eloquent in expressing his own needs.
It is walking poetry, really.
It is poetry in motion. I mean, one thing that I think is interesting, and I hope it's okay for me to talk about this, but when he made his first confession, which was so, I mean, it was so outrageous and funny and weird for everybody in the office. Everyone was just like, what? In Canada? You have freaks too? And so everyone was glued to the television, and we were laughing, and then we did a thing on the show that night. And then after that, it was quiet because John, honestly, I think, didn't want to go down in that direction. Was just like, this person is troubled. This person is obviously going through something. I don't want to be the person who continuously takes shots at someone who's on the downward trajectory. And then he went on television and talked about his wife's vagina. And then everything changed. And then, you're like, okay, well, if you're not going to shut up about it, we're not going to shut up about it either. I mean, now you've, and then he knocked that woman down. Good Lord. Wow.
And then, but it was a dip, and he brought it back. Very Patrick Swayze. I thought it was Dirty Dancing.
It was beautiful. It was really, I didn't think that she was going to come back up, and then there she was. It was good. But one thing that I mean, this is contrary to, I have so many friends, and my whole family lives here in Toronto, and they're like, it's so humiliating for Toronto, it's so bad, and I understand. I mean, he's not my mayor.
Although Anthony Weiner was running in New York.
Can I tell you, every time I listen to because I listen to the radio all the time, and my children, every time Anthony Weiner gets mentioned, which he often does, my children go, paging Mayor Weiner, paging Mayor Weiner. I think it's the funniest thing.
They are their parents' kids, aren't they?
They really are. But, all my friends here are so humiliated by Rob Ford, and I'm trying to express, and I know this is weird and contrary to what might seem true, but I think that Toronto has grown in esteem in the world, because certainly it has put Toronto on the map in a different kind of way, but not in a bad way. People are fascinated by it now.
Well, in one sense, when you are a city that's ready for prime time, when you elect politicians who aren't.
Right.
And I think that's a rite of passage for us.
The word Toronto is on everybody's lips right now, and that is not a bad thing.
How do you know when you're writing bits to play? Because what you talked about with you guys and how you handled Rob, we go through that here on our show. You want to have fun with it, you want to tell the truth, you want to do all that stuff, but you also want to represent the humanity aspect of a person. How do you walk that line?
I would say it's on a case-by-case basis. It's impossible to plan for these things. You just kind of come up to a line and you go, well, it was funny today. Will it be funny tomorrow? Is this person an addict? I mean, okay, it's sad. Then if it's making you feel, if you can find it in your heart to be compassionate, which I think it behooves us all to be, then you just know, you just can tell.